Welcome back to the Hayden Collins radio program, The Roundtable with the Intelligence Syndicate. Oh, deep breath, world. We may have been lied to. I find it hard to believe, but ladies and gentlemen, we were told that the presidential approval rating was below 40 and it was the end of the world as we know it, and Putin didn't rig the election during the Obama years, but he did during the Trump years, and all the things we may have been lied to. We don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Mueller will get to the bottom of this. In the meantime, let's have the introductions for the roundtable. Lead us off, please, Anthony.
Hello, my name is Anthony Gutierrez, and I am a junior at Kennesaw State University.
Rogan.
Hi, I am Rogan Fallis, and I am a freshman at the University of Georgia.
Kermit.
Hello, my name is Kermit Rizzi, and I'm a freshman at the University of Georgia.
Oh, dear God. We almost had a high school student at the round table tonight, guys. She would have kicked all your butts. That would have been fine. Anyhow, welcome to the Intelligence Syndicate. State of the Union just wrapped up, and we had some interesting observations come to us in email. So I thought we'd do a little free form tonight on the round table just to throw curveballs at you guys. Pop quiz question, gentlemen. Did you approve of the presidential speech? Why or why not? Anthony?
Personally, after watching the State of the Union, I'm indifferent, but I'm leaning towards disapprove, because with me, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but if you give me substance, I'll give you the prop. Now, I'd say like the first quarter of it was pretty good. He was giving us numbers, he was giving us some facts. Then he started slipping a little bit, going more opinionated and saying, oh, we need more bipartisanship, but he said some partisan stuff. And then the last quarter of it was just pure, fluff and political soundbites. So overall, I'd give this one a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6.
Maybe a 6. All right. I can buy that. Rogan, talk to me.
I'm pretty similar to Anthony. I don't really have too many strong feelings about the State of the Union, but it was a bit, it seemed redundant to have that whole opening on bipartisanship and focusing on, I can't remember the exact quote, but he was saying along the lines of, we don't win as a party, we win as America, right?
Oh, nice.
And,
yeah. You did remember it. Well done.
Pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. And so, I largely stand by that sentiment. I think that we shouldn't be wasting time, going in circles, but it seemed that when he came back, especially towards the end, it got a bit pointed, and I thought it was a bit counteractive to what he did, because regardless of whose fault it is, if you attack someone, they're not going to want to work with you to make some compromise, especially when you saw AOC in the crowd.
AOC?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC.
Okay. Kermit, lead the way here, buddy.
Well, honestly, I really love how Trump really handled the speech, and so did a lot of the statistics that were post the State of the Union. I've been in pretty much full support of Trump thus far in his administration. I thought it was very interesting that the Democrats decided to wear white and sort of have a protest. I thought it was kind of childish how they sort of played on sort of their political opinions and whatnot in sort of a protest of Trump's speech. But I think overall, I think he handled it very well. I think he got his points across, and hopefully when it comes time for when they have to do more debate, considering the temporary government, relapse after the shutdown, I think there's a lot of headway after all those things that have occurred thus far.
Oh, okay. Well, believe it or not, a majority of Americans side with you, Kermit. The overall view, even CBS came out with some numbers that were positive, but the high numbers range in the 87 percentile, the low numbers range in the 70 percentile. So overall, as a nation, they took the sales pitch. And understand, you guys, this is probably your first, or I know it's not for Anthony, but it's probably your first or second State of the Union address you've actually paid attention to. Believe me, in the past 8 to 10 years, we've seen some real goofy ones you can go back and watch on YouTube, and I don't think you'll be as impressed there either. Okay, so Anthony, back to you on this. Just for kind of open-ended questions here, the protest that he was speaking about, did you get it?
basically what they were trying to do was make a callback to women's suffrage. I believe it was called Women's Suffrage White. They were just trying to bring up the fact that this is the most women in a congressional season, and really just trying to get the point across that it's their turn, they're ready to stand up and fight.
So they were addressing a subject that wasn't even asked. I wonder if they're trying to be a gentleman. Rogan, I have to bring something to your attention in the comment that I made a note of. If you're remembering quotes from this State of the Union address, you probably rated it higher in your own mind's eye that you're willing to do. But what did you think about the whiteness?
I get where they're coming from with it, and I did think it was a nice way to celebrate, but I thought it was a bit, when Trump was specifically referencing how it had been a sanctuary since women had gotten the right to vote, and it kind of just burst out into a thing of cheer. While I thought that was nice, it just seemed a bit, I don't know, it seemed like very intentional. It seemed like very much a bit antagonistic to Trump. That may be a bit out there to say, but I mean, the majority of women who were dressed that way, as the majority of women who were elected to the Congress, were typically anti-Trump, and I mean, there was just so much commotion going on trying to disrupt the speech.
You know something? Here's an interesting thought then. Why do any kind of effort like that during the State of the Union address if you don't have an audience? Just a thought. If they didn't have an audience, they wouldn't do anything. They had an audience, they did something. You know, they can't gripe about the economy. They can't gripe about unemployment. They can't gripe about the GDP. They couldn't go anywhere there. So I guess you got to choose something that's benign, and that was as benign as they can choose. Kermit, what do you think?
Well, Hayden, honestly, I think that from what I understood, the Democrats, the women Democrats decided to dress up in white. I thought it was it kind of hallmarked back to the whole women's protest movement and all that. I understood what they're coming from. I understand, the causes that they're fighting for, but I also understand that they have a job to represent the people which they're serving. And for them to make that sort of statement, it sort of kind of polarizes their own district and makes them go on one side, even though, not all parts of the whole kind of agree with, what they're saying. I feel like also, the whole partisanship of the Democrats and how it's all been flowing since Trump has been inaugurated, I think it's kind of been a very textbook move by the Democrats.
Yeah, agreed.
I can also understand it. But also, Trump was able to capitalize on that, and he did get them to clap during the speech, and it just kind of showed. It showed that Trump was able to talk to them.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I don't know if we could take that route. Okay, so let's go this route. The original information in the Constitution of the United States clearly states that the president has to provide a State of the Union. But it says every now and then. It doesn't say it has to be a presentation in the House. It doesn't say it has to be a presentation in the Senate. In fact, several presidents just wrote letters and said, here's your State of the Union, and shot it off to Congress. What would have happened, gentlemen, if Donald Trump just would have wrote a letter? There's an interesting thought. Anthony, what do you think they would have done?
Well, I mean, there's several things that could have happened, but I think the first thing would just be confusion. Everyone would be asking the question, why did he just do a letter? Why didn't he do a big spectacle like he always does? But at the end of the day, as long as the information is out there, people are still going to react to it. But having him in front of the camera and speaking, it's a lot easier for people to believe he did a better job than he did if it was just written on a letter. People have more reaction when it's video.
That's a good thought. That's a real good thought. Rogan, what do you think?
Well, again, it would just seem a bit out of the norm since there had been so many televised events before that. But sort of going off what Anthony said there, everything is in his energy of presence and who he is as a person. I mean, when you see anybody who criticizes him, they criticize sometimes, how much he gestures. But, I mean, he has a presence, and that is what allows him to command his audience. And, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did through that letter. And even then, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of get the feeling that if he had submitted a letter, it would have been one of those things where just the slightest bit of the nitpicking that takes it in a million different directions.
You're absolutely right. Kermit, you going to back him up on that one? Nitpicking, really?
I mean, I guess from what I've seen on his social media presence, Donald Trump has not been scared to release letters from Nancy Pelosi in regard to her trip to Afghanistan and whatnot during the government shutdown. If he posted that letter, if he sent that letter, it would have gone the same way as it has done. And I'm sure the Democrats would have followed up with the letter. It wouldn't have gotten the same TV presence. I think it would have just been some more social media drama and whatnot, some more cable news network coverage.
Well, very good, guys. I got a prediction for you. I think the State of the Union will be addressed and put out by Twitter next time to the entire nation and not just Congress. And then that way it'll be a video to Twitter, and and who cares at that point because it's presence. Great job with the roundtable today, guys. All right, we are going to close out here, and I'll close out with this. Need more interns. If you're interested in being an intern on the show, here's what I recommend you do. Email Hayden at haydencollins.org. Get something on your resume besides the fact that you went to school. And the good news is I got word today, one of our recent graduates who spent 3 years on the show just got a job as the Public Relations Director for the Dallas City Police Department. Wow. There's something, because it was a heck of a good reference letter. Not only that, she had 3 years of radio experience in dealing with the public before she even took that job. Something to think about. In the meantime, stay on top of this. Don't let politics get behind you. Keep an eye on what these guys are doing. And try to do the best you can to break down the messages that the press is actually giving you, because it looks like you're doing a pretty good job so far breaking it down. So continue on and be about it.